Hi, welcome to Meditation Nerd. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're doing well. So, for the rest of this week, I want to share that my intuition has my practice going into a deep dive regarding addiction, addictive patterns. Specifically for me, it's using vapes to buffer against feelings of joy. So, that's what my intuition has me focusing on for the remainder of this week. If this is work that you would like to share, please stick around, see what works, see what doesn't. If this is not the work that you're needing to do right now, that's great too. Just check back next week and see what other meditations we've got going. Um, I'll have new stuff next week, I'm sure. My intuition has me going into all different areas. So feel free to check back next week if addictive patterns is not something that you're focused on. Now, if you do have your own flavor of addictive patterns, people pleasing, scrolling, anything that feels compulsive, then consider this an invitation to look at the shape of your addictive patterns. And we'll be doing it together. So, like I said, the rest of this week, I'll be focusing on this. So, it'll be 3 days that we will be rotating through the focus on addictive patterns. So, I want to break down what the Kundalini yoga practice is. Now, that's what we will be leading with today. Then we'll move into pairing EFT or emotional freedom technique, commonly called tapping, with a mantra that we'll be listening to, which I did drop in the description. So, the traditional Kundalini yoga Kriya, before we tune in or do anything else, I wanted to kind of give a slight breakdown. So for each of these sections, it'll be 3 minutes. We'll have 3 minutes of the traditional Kriya today, 3 minutes of the EFT plus mantra again today, and then we'll have 3 minutes of silent reflection to see what worked, what didn't, if there's any gaps, if there's anything that's looking for our support, or if it just wants an acknowledgement. Then we'll increase the time for the remaining 2 days. So we'll get into that each day as we go. So the traditional Kundalini Yoga Kriya, specifically for addictions, is okay, so you're going to bring your hands into a fist, but you're going to bring your thumbs up, like you're giving a thumbs up, right? Now, you're going to bring your thumbs to your temples and those little dimples where it feels like your thumbs fit perfectly. We're going to press firmly at these points. Now, my avatar is going to move in and out. She doesn't like to keep her arms up, as you can see right now. So the practice itself, I will not be moving out of. It will just be my avatar, either to make sure that you're staying with us. Maybe you need to check in on your body, and maybe she just wants to move around as a way to remind us to have fun as well while we do this, okay? So we're going to press into these temple points. Our eyes are going to be closed. We're going to be looking at the third eye point, right? So in between the eyebrows. Now, again, we're going to be holding these. So while I explain, I'm going to drop my hands because it can be challenging to keep your arms up. So we're going to be using the mantra Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. We're going to press the back molars together as we say Sa. We're going to release. Don't bring your teeth apart. You're just going to release the tension between your teeth. Okay, so we're going to press harder on Sa and then just release the tension with the teeth still together. You're going to press again, Ta, release the tension, Na, press them together, release the tension, Ma. Okay, so and this is all going to be done mentally. Don't worry about saying it out loud. I'm just doing it as a demonstration so that you know what we're doing silently. So we're just going to, and this is just going to be a silent meditation. I didn't want to have a mantra with me this time because I'm already dealing with some heaviness as far as the addictive patterns go. So I wanted to rely solely on the mental recitation of Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And then just one more time to reiterate, as we say Sa mentally, that's where we apply the pressure between the molars or the back teeth. You're going to release the tension, but still keep the teeth together. Ta, you're going to press, release. Na, you're going to press, release. Ma, you're going to press, release. While the thumbs are holding at the temple points, right? And as you press, you should feel the muscles moving there. So it's sort of a massaging sensation on your thumbs. Okay, so it sounds complicated. Once you find your rhythm with it, it'll make more sense. And between the 3 days, you'll master it. So please don't feel stressed at the start. You'll get it. Okay, then we'll move in to EFT paired with mantra. So we'll be tapping. We're gonna, for today, because the traditional Kriya, I know that that can be a lot. Today we're just gonna be tapping at the um, collarbone point. So if you bring your fingers to your collarbone, if you bring your middle fingers down just to where they're touching the bottom of the collarbone, that's the point that we're going to be tapping at, along with the mantra that we'll be listening to, which is Chatur Chakravarti. And traditionally, I use this meditation for courage. That's the way I was taught that it helped with the. It's also a heart opening mantra. This is to help us reassure our nervous system. It's to help us give the courage to face the addictive patterns, to see where the addictive pattern is showing up in our body. And again, to just reiterate this, to give our nervous system a break, because addictive patterns can be incredibly stressful, right? So this is just a way to tap in a mantra of heart opening, reassurance, courage into our nervous system, to reassure it it's okay to relax. This is a safe space. It's okay to unclench. Again, within your parameters. Okay. So please don't push beyond what your intuition, what your body is saying is okay for right now. This is never a competition. This is never about, oh, maybe I can push beyond. No, please don't do that. That's not the point of the meditation, at least in this space. Okay. Here in this space, this is about where you are. This is about meeting yourself exactly where you are, allowing what you're ready to release. Okay. Not pushing anything further. This is about honoring ourselves and using meditation as a way to do that, to help us become the people that we want to be, right? And in my case, to heal my suffering. That's ultimately why I keep meditating. So far, it's helped me. Clearly, I still have some problem areas. Okay. That's why I've stuck with meditation. So, just wanted to remind you, please always honor your boundaries. Please honor where you are. We are not in competition. We are sharing notes, essentially. We're sharing notes, what works, what doesn't, where there's some gaps, where we feel we could do better. Okay. We're traveling this together, right? Meditation is meant to help us all with where we are. So that's what this is, not competition. Okay. And then the last 3 minutes, again, we will be doing a silent reflection just to see, okay, what worked, what didn't? Did I notice any shifts? Is there still some resistance? That type of thing. Okay. It's just to help us continue to revert to ourselves when something is happening. We check in with our bodies, right? It's a somatic experience, but we are our guide. So it's for us to check in. Okay, hold on. How did this impact me? Where did this take me? Was it ultimately uplifting? Did I feel some pull down, challenges, etc.? So that's the basic flow that we'll be following for today. And then again, I'll break everything down again tomorrow and then the third day. So now, with all that said, sorry, I know that's a lot. I will break it down again before we step into it. Go ahead. I'm nervous about this, so I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm also nervous to see what I what I find. So we're gonna tune in with the Adi mantra Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, repeated 3 times. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. All right, I'm going to do one more time. Feel free to join me or to just sit and breathe normally while you ground yourself. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Okay, inhale, hold the breath, pull the root lock. And exhale. Okay, go ahead and shake out your hands, give your arms a little shake. Okay, so I'm in a room that's relatively cool. I'm hoping that will help. Stepping into addictive patterns has typically been really hot work. My body overheats. There's a lot of tension that comes up. Okay. So again, we're gonna bring our fingers into thumbs up motion. We're gonna bring our thumbs to the little divots at our temples. Now you do want a firm contact, right? You're holding it firmly. It's not aggressive. Please don't over press. That's not what this is about. You should feel, so we'll do a little exercise here before we get into it. Bring your teeth together. If you can feel the muscles there moving under your thumb, then that's perfect, okay? If not, maybe move a little bit and reposition. Try again. You shouldn't need to press harder than just a normal solid connection, okay? Please don't press too hard. Again, this is not about overextending ourselves. I'm gonna bring mine back. Okay, so you should feel the little flexes, right? And again, we're gonna have our teeth pressed together. Just keep your teeth together throughout. But we're gonna press firmly on sa, ta, na, ma. Recited silently, of course. And eyes are closed, focused at the eyebrow point. So go ahead and get yourself ready, get into position. Test it out just in case anybody needs a little extra time. You are more than ready, or more, you got a little bit of extra space here while I get my timers all pulled up. I wanted to make sure that I had enough time in between each so people can transition, find their ideal positioning. Okay, and then again, we're gonna silently recite. So I'll do maybe 1 or 2 rounds where I'm saying it out loud so you can find your own rhythm. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And then continue silently to yourself. And please keep your breathing normal. Don't hold your breath. If you need to deepen it to help you, please deepen it. Relax your shoulders. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Just as a reminder, our teeth are together throughout. You're just pressing on each sa, ta, na, ma. And again, firm pressure at the temples, but you're not pressing super hard. It's just a solid connection, but you're not over pressing. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Last round. Okay, perfect. And with your thumbs still where they are, go ahead and inhale, hold the breath, pull the root lock. Teeth still together. We're going to do that 2 more times. Go ahead and exhale nice and fully. Inhale, hold the breath, pull the root lock. Exhale. Last time, inhale, hold the breath, pull the root lock. And exhale as you slowly lower your arms down. Give them a shake if you need to. Roll your shoulders, roll them forward and backward. If you were doing what I was doing and clenching your upper arms instead of your shoulders, go ahead and give them a nice round little roll out. Okay. And then go ahead and pull up the link that I've dropped in the description for the mantra that we'll be using. I'm going to pull it up on my end as well. So you've got a couple minutes here to pull that up. Okay. Now, again, just as a reminder, if you want to bring your fingers to the collarbone, so your middle finger is pressing on it, drop it down to where the top of your middle finger touches the bottom of your collarbone. That's the space that we're going to be tapping, and we will be doing 3 minutes. Now, if you regularly use EFT or tapping, feel free to cycle through. That's perfectly fine. I'm just staying at the collarbone for ease of use for this first time, or unless my intuition says that I just need to stay on the collarbone for whatever reason. Honoring that. My intuition, the practice itself, guides how this goes. So I just try to stay open and allow what needs to come through to come through. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. And then we're just going to listen to the mantra as we tap. As you can hear, my voice is changing. So that's basically all we're going to be doing. I don't do the traditional positive negative, largely because it doesn't work for me. One. Okay. And then you can have your eyes open with a soft gaze. You can have them closed. And we're just going to tap for 3 minutes as we listen to the mantra. And feel free to chant it out loud if you prefer, or just silently. Now, the way I was taught to do the tapping is you want to firm tap and you want to stay pretty level. So I've had to adapt that. I'm following the music. So I'm tapping according to the music. Now, feel free to try it both ways, see what works. Laughter typically helps me allow myself to open. So I do I do cultivate laughter in my meditations. If you're more traditionalist, please stick with that. If you're someone that's not sure, try both. Maybe both will work for you. The only way to know is to give it a try. Okay, perfect. Now go ahead and inhale deeply, hold the breath, pull the root lock, and exhale. Okay, perfect. So now we're just going to sit here and I just want you to reflect on anything you noticed. Did you feel any loosening? Did you feel any tightening? Okay, for mine, I still feel resistance at the back, like in my back. I also feel more joy flowing freely, which is a huge deal for me. So I'm going to take that win. Perhaps you notice resistance in your body as well. And if you do, just notice what that feels like. What doesn't work is also very valid. It's also helpful to finding what will and what does. And it's okay if you're feeling tense at sitting here for 3 minutes just reflecting on your practice. Notice that too. That is also very valid and very helpful. So maybe ask yourself, am I trying to run from myself? Do I just not want to sit here and acknowledge what's happening? Why ask yourself why you're trying to rush through if it feels rushed, whatever the feeling is for you. Just question it, sit with it, spend some time with it, ask what's happening, because that's also valid. Last 30 seconds, you got this. I'm starting to feel nervous about doing longer times. I'm scared of what's going to come up or that I won't be able to let it go. I really want to let vaping go. I've had enough. I'm scared I won't be able to. These are all valid points. Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and rub our palms together with your eyes still closed or your gaze still soft. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale. And tune out with one long sat nam. Inhale to begin. Sat nam. Sat nam. My apologies for my tone deaf ability to sing. A couple things I wanted to point out really quickly though, but I wanted them to be at the end. So while I do still use the tapping method because I do find that helpful to help me unclench and release, what I didn't find helpful were the pro con statements or the positive negative statements because it just felt like I was reciting things I didn't believe, or in a lot of regards, I believed more the negative aspect and the positive just held no real value. It just felt like I was tapping the negative deeper. So one day I was just listening to mantras. I just finished a meditation, or maybe I was in between meditations, and I just started tapping while listening to the mantra, and that seemed to really help. It felt like the mantra was able to go deeper. It felt like it resonated more clearly, and it felt like the EFT and the tapping was actually more impactful for me. So that was why I started pairing the tapping with mantras because it mantras I resonate with. Those really have helped me. Those really impact me. So I paired it with that instead of the positive negative statements that just felt like hollow affirmation statements. Just and then in that same regard, it felt like there was a hollowing out of my chest when I used those because it didn't feel authentic, right? I didn't relate to the affirmative statements. I didn't feel that those were meaningful. So that's why I started implementing the mantras with the tapping. Not to say anything negative about EFT as a whole if you prefer the positive negative. This is just another take on that practice and how I adapted it to something that resonated more deeply with me. So perhaps you've had a similar idea and just didn't want to try it or didn't think it would work. Well, here's your proof. Give it a try. You know, your intuition is guiding you to the practices that you should pair together. And it can be more meaningful and more deep if you're bringing two pieces of what seem to be separate practices into one whole. That can actually bring your own practice to a deeper meaning. It can add more value. It can help you keep going. And you can find different ways that you can apply it more widely. And I am a huge proponent of just how far and deep and wide can I actually take my meditative practice. As you may be aware, I've applied it to words, I've applied it to history. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep seeing all of the different pieces that I have, how and where they could be brought together, and just where exactly I can apply them. So I just wanted to call that out, just as a way, because I'm not getting down on any practice. Just because I do it differently doesn't mean I'm shunning any aspect of the other ones. I'm just letting go of what doesn't work and I'm implementing what does. So I just wanted to share that with you in case you've had similar parts in your life where you're like, I don't know if that'll work. Give it a try, find out. And if it doesn't, it at least shows you how and where it doesn't work, right? I thought there was another point that I was going to make, um, but it seems to have gone now. So I think that's it. I'll go ahead and end it here. I hope you found this helpful. Feel free to drop any comments below that you think would help me or others, or if you just feel comfortable sharing. Please don't feel you have to overshare. You never do. It's just always nice to hear if it was helpful or what you learned or anything that you felt you needed to let go of, that type of thing. So again, thanks for joining me. And of course, I hope you found this helpful. See you next time.